until my well runs dry. And all your sins all over me, baby, baby, baby.
Hey my loves, it's me Keisha aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Power Book 2 Go Season 3 Episode 1 review. This show is back. They had their season premiere today. Let's get right into the episode because I really enjoyed it. The beginning of the episode starts off 3 months prior, where we see McClain sell the blue diamond ring that Mecca had proposed to Monet with. He ends up selling it for auction so he could get the money up off of it. So at the auction, we are introduced to a new character by the name of Noma, honey. And when Noma entered the scene, I was like, yes, ma'am, for this pixie cut, the red lip, and the banging outfit. She came in and it was screaming bad B energy. So at the auction, she doesn't bid on the blue diamond ring. She just watches to see who actually wins the bid. And it's this white guy who bid on it for almost $6 million, and he ends up winning the ring. We then find out that he purchased the ring to propose to his girlfriend with it. So he proposed to the girlfriend like in Central Park with the ring or whatever in the middle of the night, which was really weird. Nobody was outside. That's kind of scary. It was giving me Michael Jackson Thriller. And he proposes to the girl. She says yes, and then enters Noma and her crew. And I'm believing she's supposed to be like from London or from Africa. I don't know. I just know I'm scared of her. I'm scared of her and I want her fashions. So she tells the dude to give over the ring. He like, get out my face. I don't know who you are, girl. But I'm like, really, people? Like, we're supposed to believe that these two white people are out in the middle of the night and then a black woman and several black people walk up on them in the middle of the night, telling them to give them a ring, and they just gonna be hard about it. Like, get away from me. Like, I would have been like, girl, here you go. We ain't got to argue about nothing. You can have it, child. But they don't give up the ring, so she then takes like a machete or something and cuts the lady's hand off, child, and takes the ring and then disposes of them as well. So she didn't got her ring back. And at that moment, I knew that I don't want no parts of Noma, because Noma is a beast. Stansfield, we then see Tariq and Effie packing up his stuff because he has been put out of the room that he and Brayden shared, because it is a Weston room. You know, that room is dedicated to their family. So he is being put out. And as they're getting his stuff to leave, we then see Mrs. Weston, Brayden's mom, and his little sister coming into the room. And the mom is like, why aren't you up out of here? Okay, girlfriend, we been told you to pack up your stuff and get the F on out of here. We don't want to have no parts of you and your Negro-dom. And the little sister's like, mama, you embarrassing me. Chill out. Like, Tariq, you got enough time to leave. And she was like, no, you don't. Get up out of here right now. Don't want to see you. You ain't welcome here no more, no more, no more, no more. And I was looking like, girl, you know who you talking to? Because both of them will shank you. Monet is depressed and reeling over the death of her son. And she ain't talking to nobody. She just sitting in her chair, child, watching court TV. So you know you got to be depressed, child, if you sit up there watching court TV all day. And enters McClain. He's coming to let her know that since Zeke is unalived, that his pappy, Mecca, had left all of his belongings to Zeke. But since Zeke is unalive, everything goes to her. So what he had, his asset that he had paid for outright that was his, was his penthouse. So it now belongs to her. And Lorenzo, I'm not living in that dude house. Like, absolutely not. And Monet was just like, get out of my house. I don't even care. Like, get out of my face. And so McClain leaves, and Lorenzo was like, you know, I'm not staying in that dude house. And she was like, I don't care what you say. Like, get out my face once again, Baldy. And he was like, who you talking to? Like, you're not going to be talking to me crazy. She was like, I'm going to talk to you any kind of way I want to. Like, at this point, she don't care. She don't care about Lorenzo being Lorenzo. Like, I'm Monet at this point, and you can kiss my A, and we can box it out and shoot a fair one if you want to. Like, she does not care. She does not fear him at all. So then she calls the boys into the room and lets them know that they can have a crib, they can stay there. So they gas, like they are so excited that they ain't got to be in that house with her and her steak attitude no more. Since Brayden has been kicked out of school for taking the rap for course correct, his father is now making him work at their firm or wherever he do for a living until he can figure out a way to get him back into school. So hopefully him working for their company will, improve his appearance to the school or whatever and what they think about him. So he and his little sniveling brother are working there. And lo and behold, we are introduced to Brayden's uncle, whose name is Lucas, and he's the cool uncle. He even tells Brayden when they're by themselves one-on-one that he thought that the idea for course correct was genius, child. Like, he was all for it. And he tells him, like, I'm going to take you under my wing and help you the game and everything. So I'm thinking that at some point in time, Uncle Lucas is going to get wrapped up in this whole drug trade with them because he cool. So he then introduces Brayden to one of the ladies that works there that he's going to have Brayden working close with, and her name is Kiki Travis. As soon as she walk into the room, Brayden is smitten. Like, he is on her. Like, it's obvious that he's attracted to her and he got a crush on her right from the get-go. But it don't seem like she tripping off him. She's there to do her job, and she ain't out there trying to F the boss's son to get ahead because she's smart and doing the dang on thing. Back at the Tejada crib, Diana makes some food for Monet to eat because she hasn't been eating, and Monet tell her to get up out her dang on face because she still ain't messing with her for out and everything. So she go into the kitchen, throw the food away, breaking plates or whatever, and her daddy is just like, don't take it to heart. She's grieving right now. Just let her be. And Diana was like, I don't understand why she's blaming me for everything. She's the one that lied. And so her daddy was just like, once again, it'll just take time. Like, just chill out. And he was like, you still want to go to Stansfield? He was like, I can get you back into the school. You can stay on campus and everything. Because at this point, Monet don't care about what none of them kids is doing. The only thing she care about at this point is finding out who unalived her son, not realizing that she is sleeping with an enemy and there is a stranger in her house, child. So, of course, Diana is geeked that she gets to get up out that house and have some freedom. And I'm just like, y'all just got this girl into school that easily. Like, what is happening here? Okay, whatever. But it's a television show, so I'm just gonna roll with the stupidity of it all, even though I did enjoy this episode. Tariq ends up pulling up on the dean of the school while he's having a lunch meeting with Councilman Tate, who is, needing the school's help or whatever the case may be for his campaign. And Tariq tells the dean that he needs assistance with finding housing because he don't got nowhere to stay. And so the dean is just like, well, none of the kids really want you on campus. The parents feeling some type of way because of what happened. And he was like, but I'm innocent or whatever. And the dean was like, I'll see what I can do. And Tate was like, no, you're going to make sure he gets rooming because I would hate for it to come out that, you're not helping a young black kid and da-da-da-da-da. So the dean, of course, gets on the good foot to do what he needs to do so he don't, get publicly humiliated. So now at this point, Tariq knows that he's going to owe Councilman Tate a favor because he's helped him out. That night, Drew brings Everett over to the crib so they can kick it. And lo and behold, when they get to the house, it's a whole party going down. And Everett is like, I thought it was just going to be me and you. And I'm just so sick of Everett complaining. Like, can you just be a good housewife and be the drug dealer's lady? And gone about your business, child, and let that man do what he do. So he was like, just go and get you some refreshments. Let me talk to my brother and find out what's going on. And Kane lets him know that they got a connect there because, they got to move some product now that Mecca is gone. So they sit down with the dude. Now, mind you, this dude used to work for their daddy, so they already know him. And this is the actor that played in the movie The Wood. Yeah, I was like, I knew him from somewhere. I ain't seen him on television in a long time or in any movies or anything. So it's good to see him back on the screen. So dude was like, I'll be y'all supplier, but I want 60% of what y'all make. And they was like, absolutely not. Like, my daddy helped put you on and you trying to get 60%? Get out my face. But he's not willing to budge. So him and his people end up leaving. And so now they're back at square one pretty much. Stern who we find out ex-husband Bash pulls up on Tariq, basically telling him that I'm gonna need some money to keep my mouth shut about course correct, because I know that you're the one that actually put it together. So you're gonna need to run me some money in order to keep me quiet, because me and Stern have gotten a divorce and find out, I didn't get as much as I thought I was going to get. So now Tariq got to deal with this foolishness. And I was like, I'm so sick of him as well, this Bash dude. Brayden and Tariq then go to Kane to see if they can work something out together, because they got Bash on their back and they need the help and they need some product or whatever. But Kane ain't, messing with it. Absolutely not. And while they're there, the lights get turned off and in comes Noma and her people trying to find out about Mecca and who unalived him and how she was engaged to him and how she had to get her ring back and that he worked for her like he was one of her lieutenants. And so they all sitting there playing stupid because, of course they ain't gonna tell her the truth, because this lady is psychotic because she ends up unaliving the girl that was working with Mecca right in front of their face. And so they tell her that they can take Mecca's place with moving weight. And so she was like, you know what, I'm gonna take you up on that offer. Y'all most certainly will. And if y'all don't, y'all gonna end up just like her. So now they have a new supplier, but she is insane. Kane, of course, rushes back to the crib to let his mama and them know what's going on. But Monet don't care about nothing, absolutely nothing, except for who unalived her child. She don't care nothing about Noma, the threat that Noma has put out against their family. Like, she just simply does not care about anything. Nothing. Tariq goes to McClain and tells McClain about Noma because he need information on her, and was like, look, dude, I'm basically covering your butt right about now, because she's looking to find out who had her ring and how it ended up at Sotheby's or wherever it was. And he was basically like, she don't know that you're the one that gave her ring up for auction. So you need me, bro. You owe me a favor. So little do they know that Saxon was outside the door trying to ear hustle. Back at Stansfield, Tariq goes to class. He's kind of uneasy because of what he's learned about the students and how they feel about him. But lo and behold, Diana is in his class and he like, you go here now? And she was like, yeah, you think Monet run me? I'm like, girl, sit down, please stop. And Effie is in that same class. Bruchandra is in that same class. And a new guy by the name of Salim is in that class as well. And Brayden's little sister is in that class too. And they have a new teacher, and her name is Professor Harper Bennett, and she's played by actress Keisha Sharp from Girlfriends. I absolutely am obsessed with her. And they talk about perception versus reality and how you can change the narrative of how people feel about you and think about you. And this puts an idea in Diana's head because, the way Zeke passed away, people judged him based off, his arrest and things, not understanding who the real Zeke was. Trace is in his office with some other little cronies that work for his father, and they in there getting high, sniffing coke and everything, not working, not doing nothing. And Brayden and Kiki walk in, and Kiki like, can you get the powder off your nose so we can do our job? And one of the dudes by the name of Liam ended up getting smart where Brayden was like, because he tried to give Brayden some coke and he was like, no, I'm good or whatever. So he was like, I guess when you sell it, you don't partake in it. And actually, I was surprised that Trace checked him, was like, don't talk to my brother like that. Remember whose name is on your checks. He's still a Weston. And so Brayden was like, you ain't got to stick up for me. Like, I'm good. I got it. And what he didn't have, however, is the paperwork that they needed to start the meeting. So he got to rush back out to his desk. And lo and behold, when he goes to his desk, Bash is there. Now I'm like, how is Bash just getting into people's buildings and sitting at people's desks? Like, okay, he's just a magician. He just got clout like that. Come on now, bro. Kane pulls up on Effie and tries to put a wedge between her and Tariq by letting her know that Tariq got a new connect. and he ain't including her in it. And she was like, I know what my man is doing. I already know. Like, you ain't telling me nothing that I don't already know, boo-boo. So, like, leave me alone and stop stalking me, okay? And he was like, well, he don't know that you came to me about Lauren. And so she got egg on her face and was looking real cray-cray in the face because he got something on her that he can literally hold over her head. And basically Kane on some stuff trying to make it seem like Tariq just trying to make her, his girlfriend and his trophy piece and not involve her in the game. And that's not even the case, honestly, truly. And I'm wondering, do he even still like got a crush on Effie? Like, what's going on with that? Plain is still trying to get his brother Redman out of jail. We find out that he has hepatitis B, and there's a new trial that's being ran that could actually help him, but he can't do the trial because he's in jail. So he got to figure out a way to get his brother out of jail. So he called Sachs and was like, what is going on with Tobias's case? Like, you need to get up on it. Like, right now, ASAP, or it's gonna be a problem. Dax, however, is with the sneaky leak, Jenny Sullivan, and she was like, we need to be doing any and everything to get information on McClain so we can show how, unscrupulous he is and how he is basically working with Tariq and the Tejadas. And so he trying to smash, she ain't down for that because she's so busy on, trying to take these people down. Sachs then asks her, does she know who is keeping an eye on Mecca's penthouse, because somebody has been surveilling it, because I forgot that McClain had told him about, to find out who is surveilling, Mecca's penthouse or whatever. So now she got the thought in her head because she was like, I didn't have nobody, looking at, surveilling the place. So who is doing it? Brayden then goes to Kane to get his help with Bash because he needs to unalive him because he's blackmailing him. And Kane like, man, you didn't unalive somebody before yourself. Like, what you coming to me for? And he was like, I can't, I got heat on me already. And he was like, and I unalived Lauren for you. And he was like, no, you unalived her for all of us, bruh. Okay? Like, get up out my face. And I was low-key shocked that they kept on having him saying that throughout this episode, that he was the one that unalived Lauren, when in that scene you saw him, basically begging Effie not to do it and that they could figure out a different way. So for now, for them to act like, he was the one that actually did it, or, I don't know, it was just the way that they wrote it was kind of weird to me because, yeah, he was a part of it, you know what I'm saying? But then in that moment, he was begging Effie not to do it. So I don't know. It was just weird to me that they had him be the one that was constantly saying that. Tariq then ends up going over to Bash's hotel to work out an agreement with him where they could work with each other. But Bash ain't going for it. He don't want to work for nobody. And he basically tells Tariq that he knows who he is. He's just like his father. And basically he's a thug and and Tariq spasses out and ends up taking a knife and him. And it was very reminiscent of his father, because didn't Ghost unalive somebody like that doing Power? I believe so, he did. So he already did the job that, lo and behold, Brayden and Kane was coming over to do, because they walk in to see Bash on the ground unalive and was like, oh my God. And they end up getting rid of the body together. And now they all are in on another unalive body together. And I was like, dang. So now Tariq got 4 bodies on him. He is really his daddy's son. Fake ass Angela is back, and I could not be more unpleased. I'm so sick of her. I hate her character. Now her and Jenny, another person on this show that I cannot stand, are working together to try to bring down the Tejadas and Tariq. Oh my God. It's the day of Zeke's memorial thing that Diana has put together at the school, and Tariq is going to speak because he needs to change his perception of the school's perception of him in order to help him, keep his scholarship and get, room and board and all of this other stuff or whatever school. And so Effie basically is asking him, was he with Diana the day before, because he went MIA for a while, and like she's jealous. And I'm like, oh Lord, you know what happens when she get jealous? And he was like, nah, I was taking care of some business. And she was like, look, you don't need to shield me. Like, I know how to take care of myself. I want in, let me in so I can help you. And he was like, nah, I don't want you a part of this life. And she was like, I'm not just trying to be Tariq's girlfriend. That's not going to work for me. And he was like, I don't want you near this. And she was like, look, I'm not Lauren. I'm nothing like her. Like, you need to let that go. You couldn't save her. And he was like, everybody that loves me and comes near me basically ends up getting hurt, or something bad ends up happening to them. And she was like, I'm not that. I'm not her. Let me in. And so he was like, I can't say no to you. So she's in officially. And I want her braids back. I don't like this curly hair on her. So Councilman Tate and his new boo thing, and that dress that she had on was life, honey. Yes. They end up going to Stansfield for the little memorial, and he ends up bumping into Harper. And come to find out, they know each other from school, and it seemed like they had something going on in the past, the way they was giving each other the googly eyes. And he forgot about Shorty standing next to him, and he was all on her, and she was all on him. And I was like, come on, micro braids and the hoop earrings and the fur. Yes, ma'am. And I want to see them together. This is going to be something, and I'm excited about it. Inside the gymnasium, Diana talks to her daddy about, what she put together. And she was like, I really wanted Ma, to see what I did. And she is unimpressed. She don't give a damn. She still ain't messing with Diana. Diana's feelings are hurt because she's being iced out, but her dad is just like, once again, give it time. So Diana goes to take her seat next to Brayden's sister, and up walks Celine. And he unknowingly makes an insensitive comment about Zeke. And Brayden's sister was like, oh my God, that is her cousin brother. That was hilarious. So it's obvious by the way things played out in this episode that he's about to be Diana's new love interest, and I'm not here for it, because I'm sorry, him and his teeth, like, if you trying to make Tariq jealous, not with him, I guess. But yeah, he gonna be her new boo thing. And Lil Mo end up coming out singing America the Beautiful or something, child, the Star Spangled Banner. I just was cracking up that they chose Lil Mo of all people. But I feel like that was a calculated choice from 50 Cent, because we all know how she stated in the past she didn't get paid for none of them songs that she did with Ja Rule and them, child. Even though I think her and Ja Rule are good, but I don't think her and Irv Gotti are good. I don't know, but I think that was a calculated choice. But I just was tickled that it was Lil Mo of all people. And while she's singing, I guess one of the coaches or somebody end up giving Monet his jersey, like, and presented it to her like he has served in the Iraqi war. I was just cracking up laughing, like, what is happening here? She gets overwhelmed and rushes out and crying in the stairwell and stuff. Tariq ends up giving his speech, and somebody in the crowd was like, basically, you are a murderer. We don't want to hear nothing that you have to say. He was like, see, you're proving my point. And it seemed like it helped some with, changing people's perception of him on campus, but not all the way. And so after the service, he ends up seeing Monet in the stairwell, and he goes and was like, how can I help you? And she was like, basically, you're the only person that I can really trust. And she was like, if you find out anything about who unalived Zeke, tell me first. So it's obvious that he gonna end up finding out that it was Lorenzo, and Lorenzo probably gonna try to come after him and try to unalive him before he can get to Monet. And it's gonna be a whole big old thing, because when they were having a conversation, lo and behold, who was standing outside peeping game on them talking? Lorenzo. We then find out who has been keeping an eye on Mecca's crib, and it was none other than Kevin, who was Tariq's and them teacher that got unalive last season, ex-boo thing. And he was like, we gotta take them down. Like, I know Monet and them was behind this because she was behind Lauren and everybody else. And I was wondering why Jenny was going so hard telling him, like, they didn't have anything to do with Lauren's passing. I know for a fact that they didn't, leave it alone, and da-da-da-da-da. So then we see Tariq, Kane, Brayden, and Effie meet up with Noma's people at this warehouse, and it is filled with product. And they like, how in the HE double hockey sticks are we gonna get rid of all this product? And of course, Brayden is going to end up using them cokeheads at his job to get rid of the product. But they're going to all need each other to get this done because they had a ton of stuff to get rid of. And then lo and behold, at the end of the episode, we see Jenny go to visit somebody in Woodsack, which is protective custody. And lo and behold, it is Lauren, who is still alive and wants to come out of protective custody and not play like she is unalive anymore. Child, I mean, we all knew that she wasn't unalive because we never saw her body on the show. But I didn't really need her character back. I liked it the way it was, you know, with the possibility of her being unalive, and Effie and them did it. And also, Jenny made it clear in today's episode that she had a CI, somebody that was in working with the Tejadas and Tariq that was getting information. So I'm guessing that it's Effie that is turned informant. I can't really think of anybody else that would be, but I think that might be too easy. So it might be somebody else. I don't know. It could very well be Drew little boyfriend. I don't know. But I didn't really need Lauren back. Really didn't. Because now we back with the 3-girl love triangle. It's just, oh God. Even though I really did enjoy it for entertainment value, this show still has its problems for me with the unrealistic storylines and things. But that's what we've come to know and be annoyed about with the Power series. But overall, it still was a really good episode. I enjoyed me for the entertainment aspect of it. So I'm going to give the series premiere episode, not series premiere, the season premiere episode of Power Book 2 Ghost. I'm going to give this a B+. It was entertaining. Love the fashion. Love Noma's character. I'm really feeling her. I think that Mary J. Blige's acting this episode was really good. She's really stepping it up. Mary is really stepping into her light, and I'm really seeing that. I'm liking what's happening thus far. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.